Now this is 47th Street. This is the Diamond District, which is one block south of Rockefeller Center. But it's actually become more and more of the gold exchange. The people who work here, some of these people walk around with $1 million in their pocket and you don't know who they are. That's why they're a very esoteric group. Strictly insiders. So you could put a couple diamonds in your pocket, it could be worth $1 million and nobody would know. I shouldn't say nobody, but outsiders would know. And that's their sense of security here. But I'm just going to go through here. Now the other day, I'm talking here, we're here doing this, this is June 1st. And it was a couple weeks ago, there was some violent altercations here against Jews. And I don't need to say any more than that. But this is kind of like they were attacking Jewish shop owners because of what's going on in Israel right now with the fire being exchanged in Israel. I don't want to get into that. This video is about why the Rockefellers killed Kennedy, but isn't it funny that the diamond, this is almost really the gold district now too. But you see some of this stuff here. Now right now it's very tranquil. I don't know, there might be some secret security around. You can see some of these people, you can see signs of the Jewish culture here with the yarmulkes and stuff. Like I say, some of these people walk around $1 million in their pocket. Now here's some, hi dude. And they walk around. Isn't it funny that the Diamond Exchange is right next to Rockefeller Center? See, the Rockefellers control the diamond mines in South Africa. And probably control a lot of gold mining too. This is also the gold district. Some beautiful diamonds here, dude.
Morning.
Hi. See, Davidson Brothers. But diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. Here, girls, you're looking for your man to give you a diamond. Send him down here. This is where you come. Hi, dude. Things are quiet around here now, huh? Had a lot of trouble a few weeks ago. Did you witness it? You got to put the guards up today, huh? A lot of trouble last week. So anyways, see, there's one place here is they melt gold. This is where they set the price of gold, the spot price of gold. As you see here, I'm not that. See right here, refiners, smelters, and assayers. You want anything with gold? This is it. You want to know the price of gold? Sell gold, buy gold. This is it. This is the gold market too. The diamond market has become the gold market, and I'm not that familiar. This is new for me. Hi, dudes. Nice and quiet around here this week, huh? Quiet this week. Here, see, these are Jewish culture. How you doing? Quiet this week, huh? A lot quieter this week. A couple weeks ago was a lot of trouble, huh? Did you witness any of it? A lot of trouble a few weeks ago, huh? Quiet now. I don't want to stick my camera in anybody's face. See, the jewelry show shop mall . Hey man, are you from this neighborhood? There's been a lot of trouble in this neighborhood, huh? A few weeks ago there was. Over with now, huh? Things have quieted down. Nobody's talking. Here it is, the Diamond Exchange. the Rockefellers owned the diamond mines in South Africa. Them and the Beards, or De Beards. See, Fifth Avenue Jewelry, Diamond Exchange, Fifth Avenue Jewelry Exchange. A lot of trouble here lately, guys. A lot of trouble around here, huh? Has it quieted down? Couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I wasn't here. So
oh. All right. I'm not going to butt in anybody's life. Hey guys, you got things under control around here? There's a lot of trouble here last week, wasn't there? A couple weeks ago? Well, they got all the guards down here. Good thing. See, bullion exchange. There it is, guys. Chicago, New York City Police Force. See, I told you there's trouble. When you see all the cops down here, there's trouble. See, this also brings you to the truth. There's only one true camera in the world, and this is my camera. Because I'm not trying to sell corporate products. See, they have to lie to you to get you to buy their products and defend the Rockefellers from their crimes. See, this is it. There's a lot of history here, and I don't know, I'm a little ignorant on this. So I'm just trying to tell you, show you the police presence here. See, the police presence. There's been a lot of trouble, and nobody's talking. See Wallace Refiners, that assayers. See, they'll melt precious. See, a lot of the jewelry is not you buy is mixed with hardeners and stuff. See, there's the NYPD, big show of force down here, and then they say nothing's wrong. Yeah, there's nothing wrong when you got 30 policemen down here. Diamonds. Well, see, the Rockefellers mine all these diamonds in there. Hi, dude. Quiet this week. Got to show New York City Police Department here. We got a police presence. We've had a lot of trouble in the neighborhood recently, correct? Nice and quiet now with the police here. See, Fifth Avenue Jewelers. Nobody's talking. Hey, we're not totally turned Bolshevik yet, folks. There's still some freedom left in this country, and I'm enjoying it until they take it. Until they declare me a super spreader or whatever they want to accuse me of. Super spreader of the truth. What a beautiful day in New York City. I told you, folks. I told you there was trouble down here. When you see 50 New York City policemen, you know there's trouble. All right, here we are. We're corner of Fifth Avenue. Hi, dude. Quiet this week. Who knows what's going to happen next week? But I want to go back to the $100,000 and the 3 men who were indicted for killing President Kennedy at this street corner right here. They all worked right here. And the $100,000 I'm talking about, I'm going to tell you the story. The 3 people indicted for killing President Kennedy connect to 48th Street. Clay Shaw worked on 48th Street in the Vanderbilt Theater, which was demolished by the Rockefellers. If we came here in 2019, the Rockefellers had just cleared the lot, and they owned the property. They just put up a 50-story building. It's amazing. These Rockefellers work for. But here is 605th Fifth Avenue. See, now this is. No, we're going to go this way. Now this is the corner of 48th and 5th Avenue. This is the southeast corner of Rockefeller Center, what they declare as Rockefeller Center. And this was the Sinclair Oil building here. Now Uncle George, Oswald's best friend, he was not an uncle to Oswald, he was an uncle to Jacqueline Kennedy by name, not by bloodlines. But I just want to show you these addresses here. Hi, how you doing? I just took you out 47th Street, but here it is. This is what I want to show you. 600 Fifth Avenue. 600 Fifth Avenue. We're actually on 48th Street. This is the side door. But Uncle George, who's Oswald's best friend, stated in his Warren Commission he was working for people connected with Sinclair Oil. Well, in 1963, this was the headquarters of Sinclair Oil. I doubt if Oswald was ever here, but Uncle George was definitely here. Okay, now we're going to move down a little bit. Now, David Ferry, Jesuit David Ferry, remember, as I said before, the Catholic Church, sorry.
Get back on the sidewalk.
Yeah, you can walk on the sidewalk. Or go over here and walk. A lot of traffic here today, folks. There's been a lot of trouble in the area too. But they've had the riots down there at 47th Street, which is one street south of here. Now here at Rockefeller Plaza. Yeah, I'm doing videos. Okay, now this is Rockefeller Plaza. Now David Ferry, who was arrested by New Orleans District Attorney Jim Garrison, worked here in this building. This was the former Eastern Airlines building. It's 10 Rockefeller Plaza. Nothing to do with Nintendo. They weren't there in '63. That's just a retail space there. But there's the building right there. The flags. See those flags? Right below the flag. That's 10 Rockefeller Plaza, and that's where that was the headquarters for Eastern Airlines, run by Lawrence Rockefeller. And David Ferry, the Jesuit, worked for, he was a pilot for Eastern Airlines until he got fired. But he was arrested by Jim Garrison. Now remember, Oswald was a native of New Orleans and spent the summer of '63 in New Orleans with David Ferry and Clay Shaw. Now, I want to talk about the $100,000. So David Ferry, now he was released by Jim Garrison and he was found dead within 24 hours after he was indicted by Jim Garrison. But I want to show you something here. Very few people know this. Okay, I bring you this information, folks. There's only one person you want to listen to. Yes, you guessed it. I want to show you something here. This is not Standard Oil building. See that right doorway right there? And that right there? This building here was the original Time Life building. This is actually 1 Rockefeller Plaza. Okay, the front address is on the other side. Remember, this is the sleazeball side of Rockefeller Center. This is where the Rockefellers keep their assassins. Okay, the entrance is on the other side. It's the Time Life, the original Time Life building. But you know, they sold so many magazines. They built a new building in 1959, 1271 Avenue of the Americas. That was the new Time Life headquarters. Next door to Standard Oil building, which is 1251. That was a Standard Oil building built in 1970. But isn't it ironic that the Rockefeller, the Zoruda film would end up next door to the Standard Oil in the archives of Time Life magazine, hidden from the American public? It was quite an ordeal for the public to see it. Life magazine made a fortune off the stills. They made $1 billion. They spent $100 grand for the rights, and they locked the public never really saw the motion picture until really the House Assassination Committee, which probably was a good 15 years after the Rockefellers murdered Kennedy. But this building, in 1963, was the headquarters of General Dynamics. Very few people know this. It's a fact that people tend to forget or don't want to hear about. Okay, Henry Crown was the lead owner. He was the biggest stockholder in General Dynamics. He was the head of the Chicago mob. His death, James Reagan, gangster James Reagan, when he was murdered, he identified his killers and he pointed the finger at Henry Crown as being his killer. Responsible, he said Henry Crown was the head of the Chicago mob, and Henry Crown ordered his death. And Henry Crown is now part owner of Rockefeller Center, and at the time was part owner of Empire State Building. But this, in 1963, was owned by General Dynamics. This was used by General Dynamics for a short period of time. Okay, in 1963, General Dynamics was building a fighter jet plane in Dallas, Texas. There was a witness named Robert Easterling who said that he packed a suitcase with $100,000 in cash, and he handed the suitcase to a person at the time he didn't know, was Jack Ruby. And Jack Ruby was going to take the money. He was going to take the money back to Dallas to pay for the gunman the Rockefellers hired to kill Kennedy. And and Clay Shaw was standing next to who? I mean, Jack Ruby was standing next to who? Clay Shaw, who worked down here in what was formerly the Vanderbilt Theater. And Clay Shaw was indicted for the Kennedy assassination along with David Ferrie. Clay Shaw did stand trial. Okay, so anyways, Robert Easterling didn't know where he was told that the money came from a business in Dallas, that a company in Dallas signed a check and the money was sent to New Orleans, converted into cash, and then Jack Ruby carried the case back, the $100,000 case. He didn't know who the company was. He didn't know who signed that check. He did say he was told it was a check. It originated as a check. Now, a few months after the Kennedy assassination, you get into the Bobby Baker investigation, was Johnson's congressional aide. Johnson said, Bobby Baker, there was a man named Henderson, and Bobby Baker showed him the $100,000, and he said the $100,000 came from a check from General Dynamics in the city of Dallas. That check, that money had to be approved out of this building, right here in the Rockefeller House, right here in the House of Rockefeller. And the people who killed James Reagan identified his killers as David Yarez and Lenny Patrick, two Chicago gangsters who were close gangster friends with Jack Ruby. See how it runs full circle? Henry Crown was using these gangsters in Chicago, and you see how they used them again in Dallas to kill Kennedy. And really, orders were coming out of Rockefeller Center. But Henry Crown was under the Rockefellers. Rockefeller's an umbrella. He was only part of the round table. I could talk a million words on Henry Crown, how it ties into the murder of Robert Kennedy, because indirectly they owned the Ambassador Hotel.